Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today. And now, on a more serious note, we have been invited here today to witness and celebrate the uniting in marriage of Paul and Jessica. They are taking the first step of their new beginning, their new life together. The ability and desire for one human being to love another is perhaps the most precious and fulfilling gift that has been entrusted to us. It is an all-consuming task, a lifelong endeavor. Loving someone is a reason to stretch beyond our limits, to become more for the sake of the other. It is to look into the soul of your beloved and accept what you see. Loving is the ultimate commitment, which challenges humans to become all we are meant to be. As they join in marriage today, Paul and Jessica are announcing to the world that they are welcoming that challenge. Today, we also want to honor those who could not be here, especially Floyd Davis, father of Paul and his siblings, husband of Susan. Before Paul and Jessica join together in marriage, they will light a candle in honor of Floyd, who is dearly missed. It is our belief that he is here with us on this special day, in the hearts of those who love him. Divine Spirit, please remember those who have left the meadow we live in, and remember us who are still here.
Yeah, it is really good. Isn't it? Yeah. That's what it is, right? Here we go.
Clarissa, you're special. Oh, there's our limo.
I think you should wear it.
Your back looks banging with that on.
Take care of me and my fragile heart. It's yours to keep, but it can break apart. I'll take care of you.
I'm really worried you're going to start tickling me. I know temptation's there.
Hold them in my hand
How beautiful.
while we learn the ropes. Because my love is here to stay.
You okay? Yeah.
Nothing could chase it away. And you are the keeper.
Yeah.
I'm needing to keep all my dreams.
Oh, you ready to go do this thing?
Let's do it.
Keeper of my dreams. Climb because my love is here to stay. Nothing could chase it away. And you are the keeper I'm needing. You are the keeper I've been searching for.
I've known Paul since the mid-90s. To put in perspective just how long ago that was, we used dial-up modems to access the internet. Google did not exist. Bands like Nirvana, Green Day, and Soundgarden played on FM radio. You watched movies on cassette tapes and VCRs because DVDs weren't around. Landlines, payphones, and pagers were the standard for communication, as cell phones were still resembling bricks and were just about as heavy. It was a long time ago. And since then, Paul has been everything from a classmate, a friend, a coworker, a roommate, and ultimately a brother to me. Though we've probably spent more time at Denny's than either of us would care to admit, together we've ridden the roller coaster that is life, complete with highs and lows, peaks and valleys. And it's been one heck of a ride. He stood as best man in my wedding, and I'm thrilled to be able to do likewise for his. Knowing Samuel that well, and for so long, affords you the opportunity to watch their evolution and journey, to see how much they change and grow along the way. When I met him, Paul had long hair and a goatee. It would explain his screen name. He chose to represent himself in the newly unfolding digital era, Clone Jesus. If I had pictures, you'd see the resemblance. And like most of us at that stage of life, he worked a bunch of part-time, minimum wage jobs, fast food, retail, video store, restaurants. And in those days, he was a real technology geek. He was all about computers, gadgets, and video games. He loved reading and philosophy. He immersed himself in role-playing games, science fiction, and comic books. He had a great passion for photography, and he loved to drink beer and alcohol. Hold on a minute. On second thoughts, perhaps he hasn't changed all that much. Come to think of it, I think his life progression could be summarized by the lyrics of a George Thorogood song. And I know what most of you are thinking, but no, it's not one bourbon, one scotch, and one beer. I bet Paul right now is thinking it just has to be bad to the bone, but that's not it either. It is this: get a haircut and get a real job. Because other than that, he's practically the same dude. And that's absolutely fine with me. He was a great guy back then, and he's still a great guy now. And once Jess came into his life, and their relationship blossomed into one of deep love and affection that we've seen today, it was as if Paul had finally found what he'd long been searching for, even when he didn't realize he was looking. And thanks to Jess and the joyous and beautiful union, Paul has decidedly answered the question, who do you love? And unlike George Thorogood, he'll never have to drink alone. I love both of you. To Paul and Jess, cheers.